As you can see, it is currently 3:52 in the morning, and this is an educational video for dads out there across the world, because one thing that is in common with all dads is that dads do not have breasts. And this becomes difficult when it's really late at night and it's your shift to take care of our little friends. Like, look at this beautiful Ella Christine here. And sometimes it's hard to keep them happy, so dads have to develop skills of the swaddle. The swaddle is critical to fatherhood. So there are some important steps to swaddling. First, I highly recommend, in my almost 3 weeks of experience, that you have to use 2 swaddle blankets. So see here, we got 1 swaddle blanket and then number 2. The other essential is that the first swaddle blanket, see, you fold it this way, so you got the long side over here for high impact tucking on the patient's right side. Then you've got the second one where the long side is on the opposite, so high impact tucking on the patient's left side. And so the other critical piece is that you have to fold down the corner. That's standard, right? Everyone does that. But then after you fold down the corner, you give it an extra fold. This is for good cervical protection and reinforcement of baby's cervical spine. So now, rule number 2, I think we're on rule number 2, is that you must make sure that baby has got clean diaper before you swaddle. You do not want to do a very tight swaddle with a dirty diaper. Trust me, it gets you in trouble. So after we've guaranteed that the diaper is clean, we've observed down here, then the second thing is, if the baby has eaten recently, you must make sure you have burped the baby. So now let's see, we're going to try to demonstrate this over here. So if we set up our said camera, let's see. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay, Ella. There we go. Now, there's a good chance that your baby will not be this beautiful. Do not worry, you can still swaddle. But we have an exception with Ella Christine. So, how's that looking? That looks pretty good. Okay, now first step. See the feeties? You gotta hook the feet. So, you know, the baby's kind of resistant sometimes. There we go. So now the ankles are hooked like this. She's basically feels like she's back in the womb, going utero. Isn't that right, Miss Ella? Then you put the arm down here. Now we start with our long side first. You go over the shoulder and over the feet with the hooked ankles. You kind of tie this in like this. Now you go from below. This is critical. The inferior end has to come all the way up over the humerus of the other arm. So now we have wrapped both arms with the first side. Now once that goes down, we tuck that in. Then this side comes up like this. Yes. Then we tuck that in over here. And now this side's underneath. Now, you notice the decrease in volume coming from said patient, said beautiful Ella Christine. She's all of a sudden gotten a lot quieter. But do not be deceived. Babies are strong. They can get out of 1 good swaddle. You gotta have 2 good swaddles. So now, you lift her up a little bit. So notice that the second swaddle is a little bit higher. Now we put this over this side. Ella Christine is wondering if her father has gone crazy, I do believe. And you hook that down. Once again, you hook this side up over the other shoulder. You kind of tuck it in underneath, and then you tuck this back down on this side. Okay. And now you've created enough cervical support, you could basically pick her up all on her own. And here's Ella Christine. What do you think, Ella? Is it comfortable? Does that feel good? So now she's looking into the sky, and she feels very happy. And she basically doesn't make a peep anymore. See, you got a little baby just ready to go. Now, with this swaddle job, you kind of give them a few rocks until their eyes start to close, and then they're ready to sleep. But it is important that they also have a hat on. So over here, we have our selections between pink hat and purple hat. Now, what's very important, this one wins because she's got the stripes. And see, she's got the stripes on her external swaddle. She's a girl. We got to make sure she's looking good. So we're going to go with the stripy hat, and then it's going to be bedtime. So this is Swaddling Training 101, isn't that right, Ella? We'll show them 102 for advanced level fathers. But make sure you go through 101 several times first. Okay.